Ever feel like the world of finance is stuck in its old ways? Especially if you're a small or medium-sized business owner.
Yeah,
Accessing capital can feel like
it really can.
navigating a maze.
Absolutely.
But what if I told you there's a whole new set of tools,
Yeah.
emerging tools with the potential to reshape how businesses get funded and grow?
It's a really exciting time. We're seeing this rise, like
Yeah.
things like tokenized equity and,
Right.
decentralized finance, or
Yeah.
DeFi for short. This might sound like buzzwords, but for SMEs, they represent a real opportunity to break free from those traditional funding models.
Okay, let's break this down. First up, tokenized equity. What's the elevator pitch for this?
Okay, so imagine dividing ownership of your company into tiny digital pieces, kind of like digital shares.
Okay.
These pieces or tokens can be easily bought and sold and tracked on a blockchain.
Okay.
Think of a blockchain like a secure, transparent digital ledger that everyone can see.
Okay, so instead of paper certificates gathering dust,
Right.
you've got these digital tokens representing ownership. I'm guessing this makes buying and selling a lot smoother, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of increased liquidity.
Yeah.
It's particularly beneficial for SMEs, who often struggle to attract investors because their shares aren't easily tradable.
Makes sense.
With tokenized equity, you can tap into a global pool of investors
Wow.
who can buy and sell those tokens with ease.
It's like opening up your business to a whole new world of possibilities.
It is.
But then we've got this other piece, the Oracle Free Dollar, or OFD. It sounds almost mythical.
It does have a certain mystique.
Right.
Think of OFD as a decentralized bank built on blockchain technology.
Okay.
But here's where it gets interesting. You can use your tokenized assets, including those shares we just talked about, as collateral to borrow stablecoins.
Hold on, stable coins.
Yeah.
For those of us who haven't quite wrapped our heads around the world of crypto yet.
Of course. Stablecoins are a type of cryptocurrency designed to be much more stable in value than something like Bitcoin.
Okay.
They're often pegged to a real-world asset like the US dollar. So while other cryptocurrencies are on a roller coaster, stablecoins aim for a smoother ride.
Makes sense. So with OFD, I could potentially use my company's tokenized shares to borrow these stablecoins. It's like a whole new way to access capital.
Precisely.
Wow.
And what sets OFD apart is its unique governance system.
Okay.
It's Oracle-free and veto-based.
Okay.
Let's unpack what that means because it's pretty revolutionary.
Let's do it. Oracle-free, veto-based. It's a lot to digest.
Imagine applying for a loan. Traditionally, a bank would use your credit score, information from a third party, to assess your risk level.
Right.
That third party is like an oracle.
Okay.
OFD eliminates the need for these oracles.
It was more about cutting out the middleman and relying on...
The community.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay.
With OFD, the community meaning the users and token holders, they collectively assess risk and make decisions. This is where the veto-based system comes in.
Okay.
Token holders have a direct say in crucial matters, like which assets can be used as collateral.
Interesting.
Through a transparent voting process.
So it's about putting power and control back into the hands of the users, not some faceless financial institution. I can see why this is so appealing, especially for SMEs who often feel powerless in the traditional system.
Absolutely. It really is.
It's almost like the Wild West out there, but in a good way.
Yeah.
Speaking of pioneers, let's bring in someone who's actually living this reality.
Yeah, it's one thing to talk about the theory, but having someone who's on the front lines is incredibly valuable.
Absolutely. Joining us now is Guestname, CEO of Operal AG, a Swiss gaming company that has embraced both tokenized equity and the Oracle Free Dollar protocol. Welcome to the Deep Dive.
Thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
We're thrilled to have you. Now, when I think gaming company, DeFi isn't exactly the first thing that comes to mind.
Right.
Tell us about Operal AG. What kind of games do you create?
So we focus on games that are fun and engaging, but also have like a positive impact.
Okay.
One of our early successes was a game we developed for like a major Swiss retailer.
Okay.
It ended up being played by 5% of the Swiss population.
5%. That's a pretty impressive user base. You're basically a household name.
Yeah, it was definitely a sign that we were onto something. But as we grew, we started facing the same funding challenges many SMEs encounter. Traditional financing felt restrictive, and we wanted to explore new avenues that aligned with our innovative spirit.
So that's where tokenized equity entered the picture.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Tokenization just felt like a very natural fit for us. It aligned with our company culture, which embraces transparency and innovation.
Sure.
We partnered with Actionariat, a platform that makes the tokenization process incredibly straightforward.
Okay, so for our listeners who might not be familiar, what does a platform like Actionariat actually do?
They handle everything.
Right.
They provide the legal framework, the
hmm
technical infrastructure, all the complexities of issuing and managing tokenized shares.
Wow.
They guided us through creating our own token, OPRS, which represents shares in Operal.
So Actionariat is like the bridge between your company and this new world of tokenized equity.
Exactly. They're playing a crucial role in making this technology accessible to businesses that might not have the resources or expertise to navigate this alone.
This is where I think it gets really interesting. You had these tokenized shares, OPRS, but then you dove headfirst into the DeFi world with Oracle Free Dollar. What was the aha moment that led you there?
We saw this incredible opportunity to unlock liquidity from our tokenized shares without actually selling them.
Okay.
We could maintain control of our company while accessing the capital we needed to grow.
Okay, I have to admit, this is where I usually need a bit of hand-holding.
Sure.
Can you walk us through how that works in a way that even I can
Yeah,
understand?
absolutely. It's simpler than it sounds. We took our OPRS tokens and used them as collateral to mint or create
No.
OFDCFDD, which is Oracle Free Dollar's stablecoin.
So it's like taking out a loan. But instead of putting up your house as collateral, you're using your company's tokenized shares.
Precisely.
I
It's
think.
about leveraging the value of those digital assets to access liquidity in a whole new way.
And this is where that Oracle-free veto-based governance we talked about comes into play.
You got it.
Okay.
With OFD, there's no need for a centralized authority to assess our creditworthiness or determine the value of our collateral. It's all determined by the community, the OFD token holders, through a transparent voting system.
So you're essentially cutting out the middleman, the traditional financial gatekeepers. That's powerful.
And that's a huge part of the appeal of DeFi in general,
Yeah.
returning power to the users, fostering transparency, and democratizing access to financial tools.
You've also invested in OFDPS, the governance token for Oracle Free Dollar. What drove that decision?
It was about being a part of the ecosystem we believe in. Holding OFDPS gives us voting rights within the OFD protocol, allowing us to directly participate in shaping its future.
It's not just about having a voice, though, right? There's also a potential financial upside to holding OFDPS.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
As more businesses see the value in using OFD and put up their tokenized assets as collateral, that demand for OFDPS is likely to increase.
Right.
It's early days, but we see it as a smart investment in a system we believe will revolutionize business financing.
It's like getting in on the ground floor of a skyscraper that's being built from the top down.
Yeah.
You're not just observing, you're actively participating in its construction and reaping the rewards of its success.
This has been incredibly insightful, but let's shift gears for a moment and talk to our listeners who are running their own SMEs. What's the key takeaway for them?
Yeah.
What should they be paying attention to in this rapidly evolving landscape?
I encourage every entrepreneur to explore these new possibilities.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to dive in and learn about tokenized equity DeFi and the power of decentralization. This isn't just about technology, it's about taking control of your financial future.
It can feel overwhelming, though, to approach something so new and potentially complex. What advice would you give to SMEs who are intrigued but cautious?
Do your research. Find trusted partners like Actionariat. And don't be afraid to ask questions. There's incredible resources available, and the DeFi community is generally very welcoming to newcomers. This is about democratizing finance, and that includes making it accessible to everyone.
Education and due diligence are key. It's like learning a new language. It takes time and effort, but the rewards can be transformative.
And remember, you don't have to go it alone. There are experts, platforms, and communities ready to support you on this journey.
So much of what we've discussed feels like a glimpse into the future of finance. As someone on the cutting edge of this space, what are you most excited about? What keeps you up at night in a good way?
What excites me most is the potential to level the playing field for businesses of all sizes. Tokenized equity and DeFi have the power to unlock incredible opportunities for SMEs that were once only accessible to large corporations. It's about empowering entrepreneurs, fostering innovation, and creating a more inclusive financial system.
It's about moving away from a world where access to capital is determined by who you know or where you're located to a world where innovation and potential are the driving forces.
What an inspiring thought to end on. Thank you for taking us on this deep dive into the world of tokenized equity and DeFi. Your journey with Operal AG is a testament to the power of embracing new possibilities.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
And to our listeners, remember the world of finance is changing right before our eyes. Stay curious, stay informed, and who knows, Maybe you'll be the next success story we feature here on The Deep Dive.
Until next time.